Hello there, my name is Bruce Rain from Brankus Creations. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. I haven't streamed in quite a while for a number of reasons, mainly just been busy. So I will do my normal thing and I will say hello to everyone who has joined the stream at this particular moment. Thomas Armstrong, hello. Francois Revol, hello. Colin from This Does Not Compute, hello there. Nick Apples Anonymous, hello. Who have we got here? Point 5, hello. Kai is here. G'day, Kai. Don't worry, you only need one eye. Josh Hayes, hello. Tev Rudin, Gibbertronics, Sadmac356, Joe Williams. Who else have we got? Roger Salter, Retrotech Tom, 8WT, Garth Beagle, Charlie Gellar, Garrett Trailer. Have I missed anyone? Feel free to keep the hellos coming. So, as I mentioned before, Leon, I'm going to get it wrong again. Leon Edate, I think that was it, wasn't it? Edate. Ah, dear. I sort of sometimes get it right and then it just all leaks out my brain again. Dana is here. Hello there, Dana. And Lazy Jones. Hello there. Hey, that's Dana. That's what Dana says. Dana goes, oh, hey. Yes, so I have clicked on the last name. Leon, something like that. I don't know. We've been through this before, and I sort of get it right, and then I forget again. It's just how it goes. Jack68K, hello there. Are you booked for Alien Romulus this time next week? Now, I'm not, okay? I'll be perfectly honest. I'm a little bit slack when it comes to getting my ass into the cinema. The shorts that I've seen look promising. It looks like they're reverting back to the suspense kind of horror action stuff of the earlier Alien movies, and not like those absolutely poopy ones that they've been making recently. The most recent one that they made, and I don't remember what it was called. That film wasn't just bad; it made me angry. It actually made me angry that it got made, but I can't remember what that one was called. Paul Byerly, hello. I still haven't even seen the bloody what do you call that Deadpool and Wolverine yet, and I've really got to pull my finger out and do that. Apple Network server shenanigans, the old ANS, the old anus. Oh, it's a joke that never gets old. Yeah. Soon you will be as bald as me. Oh, well, that's you can just be proud of that. I actually I shave my hair quite regularly. It needs doing at the moment. I am actually still able to grow quite a bit of hair on the top of my head, but I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks because I have curly hair or wavy hair. But actually, wavy's not right. It is curly. It sort of grows outwards, So it's when you do have this male pattern baldness going on here, and you've got hair like mine, it kind of looks really stupid. Mystery Margot, hello there. K-Mac Vintage, hello there. So I've had quite a lot on lately. I've been doing product reviews. I recently just reviewed a thermal camera. I'm currently working on a review for a 3D printer, which I would really like to finish, but I've still got a lot of work to do. I edited the unboxing yesterday. I'm happy with that. I've got to record a stack of audio, and then I can put it all together and figure out how much B-roll I need. I've filmed a lot of B-roll, but I'm going to need more for sure. The printer is fantastic. I mean, I would really like to be able to just do a 5-minute video and come in and say, hey, this printer is awesome, buy it. But, people want to know, the whole thing with the review is it's got to be a bit like a try before you buy, check out all these things to do with this printer that you won't necessarily get to see until you buy one. So, copy your hairstyle. Yeah, well, that's fine. I shaved mine off ages ago. It was pissing me off. I first probably shaved my hair, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be 20 years or something, maybe, something like that. I mean, time flies, but a friend of mine had some clippers and I went there one night and got drunk and said, yeah, shave it off. So they did. Yeah, so I've been working with this 3D printer, which is it's called an Ender 3 V3 Plus. So it is a Core XZ printer, or Z, depending on which part of the world you are from. And it has a massive 300 by 300 print bed, so you can print really large stuff on it. It is the duck's guts. I've been so impressed with the quality of printing, and of course having that extra size, and the speed is phenomenal. So I really have nothing but good things to say about this printer, and I'll be saying to people who do need that extra print bed size, this one is an absolute cracker. Hello there to Jared Burma. I don't think I said hello to you already. And hello to Snorlax212. Did I try NC191 chip quick flux? If yes, what is your opinion? Now, that's a good question. I have tried a couple of chip quick fluxes. The one that I like is this one here, which I'm just going to jump to the top view here. The one that I like here is this SMD 4300 TF10. I think this is a really nice flux in the chip quick range. This is a kind of a bit of an emergency backup for me, because what I really like, of course, are the sort of the fluxes I talk about all the time, the Steriflux. They're the ones that I really like. But up until recently, I wasn't able to get them locally quickly. Whereas I can actually buy this from a local retailer. I can literally just drive down the road and buy a tube of this. But it is extremely expensive when I do that. The company that sells these locally, the markup is just insane. But I have tried a couple of chip quicks, and I don't remember exactly which ones. But this is definitely the one that I like from the quick chip range, if that's what you're going with. But of course, I would always generally recommend going with a Steri, because it's a good vlogs. Yes, Steve. Hello, hello, Steve. Hello. This is my boomstick, well recognised. Who said that? Dana said that, of course. He is the... here we go. This is my boomstick. For those who aren't aware of the esoteric reference in my t-shirt, this relates to a film called Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3. A film that had two different endings. I like one more than the other one. But J-Car. No, not J-Car. As a matter of fact, J-Car, look, J-Car, fantastic. I went there this morning, bought a bunch of stuff. J-Car, excellent. But they don't really sell any decent pro fluxes there. The fluxes they have are average at best. They're fine for just hobbyist electronics. They're fine for that. But if you're going to start getting into surface mount soldering and stuff like that, then I would not be buying flux from J-Car. So, yeah. Yes, his name is Bruce. That's right. Bruce Campbell. Yep. Legend. Another legendary Bruce. Okay. So, no worries. You're welcome for the answer. I made this the other day. This is, I'm just going to jump across here to the top view camera. Here we go. This I designed and 3D printed this. It's still not finished. It needs springs. I've designed this to have springs to hold this better, like the good sort of competition Rubik's Cubes have. But I designed, and when I say design, it's not really my design. I copied a design. I modelled, and then 3D printed this Rubik's Cube. And I'll have a look at this. Check this out. Ready? And bang, solved. Ha! How good was that? Yeah, I'll put some colours on it eventually, but it kind of grabs sometimes, and I've got to find out what's grabbing and then round it off, whatever, and then try and print it again. But anyhow, why not? Why not? Huh? I saw other people had Rubik's Cube models on there, but I didn't like them, so I made my own. Yeah, it's definitely... this is a very easy Rubik's Cube. This one is so easy to do. It's like mess it up. And then solve it. There, bang, solved. Shall we say a little hello to the chickens? Hello, chickens. And pigeons. Hello, chickens and pigeons. The one making all the noise is the white one. You can see there. That white one is kind of, hey, when's it my turn for the food? Even though there is food over here in these feeders on the left-hand side, which you can't really see. There's plenty of food, but that one just likes to whinge. Stickers with classic Mac icons. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I could build this with like shapes. Have little, like, have a little cross here and a little circle here and a square here, and do little embossed, debossed shapes on the sides and do it so that it's actually 3D printed into the model. Or you can also just print a single layer of a color and then stick it on. Or I might end up putting little holes in here so I can stick a thing on top. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet. I mean, what a waste of my freaking time. The pigeons are wild. It might be time for a culling. Right, now, what's there to discuss? I mentioned that I'm working on these review videos. Still got another one to do. I'm going to do a review video for this, the Kaiweets HT118E. Now, as you know, I am a big fan of the Kaiweets other one, 601, KM601. It's so long since I've advertised it, I'm forgetting the code. But anyhow, as you know, I'm a huge fan of that one. This one is a little bit more expensive, and this is a great multimeter. Okay, so if anyone is looking to spend a little bit more money, the other one, the KM601, is a fantastic multimeter. If you have one, don't feel any sadness or regret or anything like that. But if you're wanting to go up into a slightly more expensive multimeter, this one is good. I have only one criticism, one single criticism, and that is that when you turn this thing on, let's just say, okay, in here there is one setting, one single setting for resistance, diode, and continuity. And you press the function key to change which one you want. So at the moment, we are currently on resistance. Press the function key, we're now on continuity mode. There's a little thingy there. Press it again, we're now in diode mode. Now that's great, okay? But one of the things I use a multimeter for more than anything else, and we'll do that today, is continuity mode. I go into there, continuity mode, there it is. So I'm in continuity mode, that's all fantastic. Now, I leave this multimeter behind. I don't use it for a while, let's say 15 minutes, for example, and it auto powers off. And that's fine. Multimeters do that, and they're meant to do that, and that's all great. You can turn the auto power off if you don't want it, but it auto powers off, which I do like because it saves batteries. And then I go to switch it back on again. You do that just by pressing a button. When we press a button, it comes back on alive again. It's great. This defaults back into resistance mode. So if I'm doing continuity testing and then I have a pause, this powers off, then I switch it back on again, it goes back into continuity testing, and I have to press the function, back into resistance testing. I have to press the function button back into continuity. For me, I probably would have preferred it if they had put these as 3 separate positions on the dial rather than having them all in one position on the dial. That is the only criticism I have. In terms of its quality and accuracy, it is an absolute cracker. But I will be doing a review on that soon, and you'll be able to see all of the things I have to say about it then. Inductance isn't something common in multimeters. This is correct. I feel like I should ask for a cut of the profits of these. Okay. All right. Now, so what's next? I've really got 2 things that I can do today, and it's really up to you guys as to what you want me to work on, because I've obviously advertised the thing as repairing this SE30, which of course happy to keep doing if that is what you guys would like me to do. But I also have partway through this SE30 reloaded board. I stopped working on it last time because the next thing I wanted to do was get some sockets for here, a socket for the video ROM, socket for all these video chips here, socket for the sound chips, and sockets for these Bourne's resistors, or these resistor nets here. I have these sockets now, so I can theoretically keep going with this one. But I figured that I worked on this 2 times in a row last time. It's probably time to move on to something else. So I thought, we could probably move on to get back to this one here. I've just been working my way along here. I took these chips off because I did something really stupid in my last live stream. I put the wrong chips down here. These are F258, and I put down, I don't know, something like F253s there. which is easy mistake to make. An 8 and a 3, they look pretty similar in here. Option 3, set things on fire. I don't know. I mean, I've got my fire blanket up here. You see my fire blanket? Yeah. And I've got my extinguisher here, because we do things safely here in down in the little workshop, the little Brankus workshop. Never, yeah. I mean, okay, yes, I do occasionally deliberately blow things up, but at least I have the tools to put things out if they get catch on fire. Or make continuity mode as the first option. Yes, yeah. Look, Will, that would be that would probably be a logical thing to do. Have that one have continuity first, because I guess if we think about it, most people for multimeters, they're either going to be checking probably DC voltage for testing batteries, or they're going to be testing continuity to see that, like a wire hasn't got a break in it or something like that. So you're probably right. I would think that continuity going first would probably be the most logical thing to do. I nearly bought another multimeter today. I was in J-Car, and they had this cute little multimeter, and it was an auto-ranging one, so it just had, little clippy things in it. And I looked at it and I thought, I would really like that multimeter because it's so cute. But I resisted the temptation to buy it. I already have a little multimeter. I've got one which is the one that I use if I need to, I don't know, go somewhere, and I'm just going to have to do basic stuff, like either just check to see if there's live voltage, or whatever. If someone's asked me to help out with something and I might need a multimeter, I take this one with me because it's just tiny. It's tiny, weeny. It's powered like by a CR2032. So. Insert 2FX cap explosion here. There, that was unexpected. That was definitely unexpected. So anyhow, let's just start on this. I'll start on this, and then if everyone starts going, no, build the other one, I'll jump across and start building the other one. Right, now, first thing I'm going to do is actually put the right chips on here, because I put the wrong ones on. So I need to grab my little container with those chips in it. And it's in one of the containers labelled MISC. This is a container that's got quite a lot of sockets in it. I should probably move things around and keep sockets in that one. That's also got diodes, sorry, not diodes, solenoids. No, relays. Underlay. Okay, keep looking. That look like it? Yeah, I think that's it. It's on the bottom. Of course it's on the bottom. I'm going to have to put a new clock crystal on this one as well, but it's okay. I have plenty of them. Send it to Dangar Island. Why? What's at Dangar Island? Hello, CDI. Okay, so what did I say? It was 258. It's the one I'll have most of, that's for sure, because I use a lot of them. 258, yep, that's them. So let's get 2 of those. Got a bunch of sound chips here too, by the way. Look at all these sound chips. These are the 343SO129 ones, which you'll find on Color Classics and stuff like that. They're all used. They've all been taken off boards. When I bought them, you could tell that they'd all been lifted off boards, which is kind of comforting, because if they look brand new, you've probably got bodgy ones. You've got fake ones because they don't make these anymore. So when I saw that they had been taken off boards, but what that means, of course, is they could be stuffed. But on the whole, I haven't had any issue with them. But the funny thing was that I bought this from UT Source. I bought a bunch of them, and after I bought them, they put the price up on them a lot. So I'm sorry if I did that to everyone else. I'm sorry if it was my buying them that meant they said, oh, look, there's a demand for these. Let's put the price up. If that was me, I do apologize to everyone else in the community. It was not my intention. harvesting dead boards is more worthwhile than UT Source at this point. It's funny, I had a lot of success with UT Source in the early days when I very first discovered them. I got all sorts of awesome things from them, but I bought big bunches of them so that I wouldn't need to buy any more. And as I say, I think that ends up with them going, oh, well, let's put the price up. I mean, maybe it comes down again later on. I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel bad. Okay, scope view. Ooh, is that a little out of focus, do you think? Oh, I'm going to have to move this down a smidge. There we go. Oh, that was an imperial smidge. I needed a metric smidge. And there goes the camera. Look, it's frozen. How cool is that? Hey, and chickens. Hello, chickens. Let's find something white. Actually, it doesn't really matter. This doesn't white balance properly at the moment anyway. There we go. I'm very tempted to just... I've got to change the connector on this thing. USB is just not good enough. Make it something chunkier. Micro USB. Here we go. There we go. Oh, you. Thank you. Right. Now, do I... 258. Do I... So I've got little attached things there. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to do this with some TLC. So what I'm going to do is wick up some of this solder, and then I'll put the chips on. Yeah. So what we have to do whenever these chips, when we see them in UT Source, if you're the first person who buys them, you need to buy enough for everyone. Those little pocket Bluetooth multimeters reek of being garbage. Started out as a Kickstarter. Yeah, so you're talking about the ones that actually use your phone screen. Is that correct? They use your phone screen, but then you have the little device there. I mean, you look at them and you think, well, I guess it could be good, you know, because you take advantage of a nice big colour screen on your phone. It's a bit of a pain, though. I do like having a multimeter that is a separate device. God, that chicken's noisy today. Okay, let's get a little bit of Sterry Flux on here. Links in the description. Discount code as well. This is the Sterry ASM flux. I do like this flux, but just keep in mind, if you're using this one, you are going to want a Fume extractor. So here goes the Fume extractor. Sorry about the noise, everyone, but got to protect my lungs. Nope. It's wonderful that you can still get these chips, you know, in this day and age. You can just buy brand new ones of these little F258 and whatnot. It's quite nice when you have these old boards and you're putting brand spanking new chips on them. Makes me feel good. Is that bottom via okay? Maybe. I mean, I'm still part way through testing this one, so I'm getting along. So I have 74 series Logic in Poland TV set shop. They sell whole tubes of them for about £5. Wow. Mac Effects will be restocking SE and Classic Reloaded boards in the next few weeks. That is excellent. Oh, geez, I've got to talk about this. I don't know. Who else saw this? That guy on that 68K MLA who was having a go at Mac Effects for not releasing STL files of the iMac bezel that they are reproducing, and said that their failure to do so meant they were not really supporting vintage computing. It's like, I mean, how friggin' entitled can you be that this guy's like, Oh, yeah, no, I should get that for free. You know, you've done all this work measuring this all, but, you know, community, come on, man. I should get that for free. And I could not believe the way this... And seriously, people just engaged with him way too much. I mean, that should have just been, you're a dickhead, and then just stop it at that. But I just could not believe the sense of entitlement of this twat that just thought he should be getting a free STL file of a bezel, an iMac bezel. G3 iMac, I should say. Lots of different types of iMac out there. 10 of them, I say. Goodness me. That guy has a tool bag. Yes, he is. I should bring it up on screen so we can shame him. We're going to name and shame the twat. Name and shame the twat. Do. I don't want to use Chrome. Goodbye, Chrome. What do we got this? This is 68k MLA. God, I got no idea where it goes. Log in. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. I think it was this one. There's one they... oh yeah, this has got to be it. They end up closing it down, so yeah, no further replies. It was happening around about page 4. Derek, that's him. Derek David Kent. First of all, I mean, he is just assuming that this bezel can be printed with... here we go. There we go. Let's bring this up here and just show... Hello, Foxhound477. Let's just show what sort of person this is. So, there we go to screen. So, here we have it. Here we've got... This is in the injection molded forum a bit. I see their CAD screenshots on the Kickstarter. When are they releasing the STL for people to print themselves? Response from someone. Never. Why? Seems a bit scummy if the intent is to preserve vintage tech. Talk about an entitled piece of shit. And then he just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You know, it's like, hey, this is injection molded stuff. Is that process even repeatable for 3D printing? Yup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Despite the MacFX guy saying that they actually tried to 3D print it and they were unable to do so. They got a professional 3D printing group together to do it, and they weren't able to get the accuracy from it or the strength. And this guy is like, you know, they can release the STL and then I'll print one. It's like, make the STL yourself, you lazy bastard. Anyhow, that's my naming and shaming of this Derek David Kent. Incidentally, this is a guy who joined the forum just before all these comments. He'd only just joined the 68k MLA. So, yeah. So anyhow, that goes for 9 pages. And even MacFX even get in there and sort of defend themselves, which I don't think they needed to do. I think ultimately, you know, you just, twats like that, you just don't give them the time of day. You just, you know, shut them down. All right, so I've fixed up these chips. I've now got the right chips on here instead of the wrong ones. And now we have to continue working our way through the old the old address lines. So I just can't remember where I got up to. Life finds a way. Yeah, well, I mean, some of the stuff that I do, I release for free. And some of the stuff I do, I charge for. But it's up to me to decide. I'm not going to have anyone turn around and say, you should release that because of you're aiding the community. It's like, well, I might release it, I might not. It's up to me. And just the idea that someone is going to get so, kind of entitled about it. Definitely not my favourite person. Right, I've got to keep working with this thing here. So we've got UI3. I don't see any. Well, I do have to try and figure out where I was up to. I really should have made a note. Don't you reckon I should have made a note? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to accept though with a company like MacFX, MacFX isn't one person; it's a group of people. Look, I agree with you, Francois, with that one. I think once the opportunity for profit has gone, then yeah, they should be made available. There's certainly the argument that we would make for things like the schematics for vintage Mac computers, when you consider that it's not like we're talking about huge technological secrets or anything like that. It's not like someone's going to take a schematic from an LC475 and know how Apple works or anything like that. Now, I do have to try and figure out the way around this. So I got to UJ3. Okay, UI2, UI3. I mean, I'll be able to find out where I'm up to fairly quickly because UJ2, UI2, UI3, UJ3. Done a lot of repairs on UJ3, so I've got to finish that. So now UJ4, which is this chum here, and then UI4. Okay, so I think we're up to UJ4, so we'll start at 41 address line, 41 on the ROM, which is address line 18. I should actually just show you this so you know what I'm talking about. Screen. So this is the wonderful little matrix that was set up by Elemento when he redid the SE30 schematic. And I have basically just been working my way down this list here and just checking to make sure that the pins of the ROM get through to where they're supposed to get through to. So let's just start with this one, for example. This is pin 40, should be 11 and 14 of UJ3. So let's just try that. Get the old multimeter. And we will go here to... I might just... Top view might be better for this one. $10, $20, $30, $40. So that was pin 40. I've got a little mark there, so that might have been me actually saying that's where I'm up to. I might have actually done that. So 40, and that is going to 11 and 14 of UJ3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11. Cool. 12, 13, 14. Good. And where else did it go? 28 of the glue chip. Yeah, got that. And that was it for those. Don't suppose there is a chart like that for the 2CI. Interesting thing you say there, point 0.5. I have actually made that, but I haven't released it. And someone asked me, and then they even sent me a reminder, and I still haven't done it. And that's just to do with kind of finding time for things. But I need to do that. I need to release it, and I'll release it on my website. So on recapamark.com.au. The way I always say it, with anything that I produce in 3D, with any model that I make, I release the STL for people to print their own, but theoretically, I haven't done it yet, but theoretically, they can buy a 3D printed model from me. So I have the option of buying a model already printed, or you can just use the STL and print yourself. STL and print. That's how I do things. But, like my little 2CI RetroPie, Raspberry Pi, box thingy. Alright, so next we've got 41, and we're going to UJ4, which is this one here. So 41 is there. I should probably bring this down a bit. What do you reckon? Yo. And then we'll focus it. That's always preferred. There we go. That's a little bit better. 41. And we're going to pin 3 of UJ. 1, 2. That's a big nothing. Which is not surprising, because, you know, it's a freaking mess. So back onto the scope view and see what we will see. Oh, he's a well-known member. There you go. Have 2CI give me. All right, no worries. Okay, I will try and remember to do it. I've got a busy day today, and I'm doing I've got a sort of catching up with some friends this afternoon to sort of remember a friend who passed away a few years ago, 4 years ago. So we're all getting together. All right, I'm taking this chip off, by the way. I want to be able to see underneath it. I may as well just replace it because it's a bit crunchy anyway. But if I remember, and I've got to figure out how I'm actually, because at the moment I've just got it in an Excel spreadsheet, and maybe that's just the way to do it. Or do I do it as a Google Sheets thing, or I don't know. What's the best way for me to do it, do you reckon? Or do I publish it into a pretty little thing like this one that I've got here? I don't know. Let me get a little bit of flux onto here. What sort of flux? Steri flux. Whose flux? Steri's flux. Boop 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 boop. Ba-doop ba-doop boop boop boop. Because the other thing with the cases that stuff that I design in 3D, I also have the added advantage of that giving me YouTube video content. And so that in itself then becomes kind of, I guess, like a revenue stream. So I've made my little Q-tips, cotton buds, very hard to reach. Alright, let's have a look at this, shall we? Okay, they all look like they're getting through there. I think we might have a trace break there. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Okay, so that's the one that we're actually looking at here. We've got, this is pin 3, and that's going along here, up there, and then chaos, world in crisis. Along to there, and then along to there, and then we'll probably go down this hill. In hill. In hill. Excuse me while I play the grand piano. The hoop as an earl. Sorry, I'm trying to find some new scalpel blades. This one's a little dull. What percentage rating are you giving this board at the moment of working after all this? I am going to say... look, I think the chances are pretty good. Assuming, of course, I don't get bored with it and just throw it out the window. I think the chances are pretty good only because the SA30 is so well documented. So when something goes wrong, you can usually figure it out fairly easily. Easily in inverted commas. I guess it's all relative, isn't it? Now you got me reading 9 pages on a 68K. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I read it too, so, you know. And it's closed now, so we can't even sort of make replies to it. It should have been closed ages ago, but the 68K MLA guys aren't really big on their moderator, active moderation stuff. One of the reasons why the old Tinker Different got created. Anyone seen any good films lately? I am struggling. I watched a movie last night that I thought was shit. And it got really good ratings and reviews and that in Rotten Tomatoes, which had me thinking that the reviews might have been a little bit rigged. But I was very unimpressed. Right, it's time to get some wire onto this. Like Deadpool, yeah, so I haven't seen that. I have to actually get off my ass and go into the cinema for that. My ass doesn't like moving that much. But I will do it, I will. I mean, seriously, I live so close to a cinema. It's crazy for me to not go. I mean, I usually go to the fancy ones, you know, the ones where you get food and stuff during the movie. But Alright, so this is the normal thing when we have these trace breaks. We introduce a little bit of wire. First thing I have to do is apply enough heat to melt off the enamel on this wire. Let's get this over here. I'm bending it up with my hand. I don't want to bend it up. There we go. Now I want to bend it up. Long legs, long legs, long legs. Is Mystery Margot, is that the one with Nicolas Cage? That's still in cinema, isn't it? I think. I don't think that's available on any streaming services yet. But if that is the one with Nicolas Cage, yes, I really want to see that. I love horror films, by the way. sometimes the missus gets, you know, she's like, yeah, let's watch a horror film. And we watch a horror film and it's great. But other times I'm like, hey, do you want to watch a horror film? And she's like, no. It's like, fair enough. Right, so I'm going to have to cut this off and void it through the hole. I'm doing poida. If there's any Australians that are listening, they'll know about poida. Yeah, this is my left hand. Hang on, am I left-handed or right-handed? I think I'm right-handed. Yeah, cool. It's hard to find a good movie anymore. I agree with that. I was very discouraged by the ratings that this one was getting, you know, in terms of what people were saying about it, because I felt like, did we watch the same film? Oops, yeah, that's out of focus. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I managed to completely stuff that up. Don't worry, though. It's all fixable. It's all guaranteed. Everything's guaranteed. Promise you'll get your money back. I need another pair of tweezers. I need to be doing ambidextrous tweezering. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. Right, where are my tweezers? I have many pairs of tweezers, but they go missing. Because someone keeps making a mess on my desk. I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, it just makes my life a little bit more difficult. Because I can't find anything. She's tied it up and I can't find anything. Anyone know the song? You have to be old like me to know the song. You liked Quiet Place 1 and 2? Yep. There's, of course, Quiet Place 3 out now. I definitely enjoyed Quiet Place 1. I didn't enjoy Quiet Place 2 quite as much. Wasn't a bad film, but I just felt like Quiet Place 1 was so good that it was a little bit kind of hard to compete. I sounded like the Emperor when I said that. Hard to compete. Something dark side. I'm going to have to glue this down, but I can't glue it now because it's got flux all over it. So just got to get it into the best position I can, and then I will. I'll do all that stuff later. Pa. We're not being blinded with science, just the camera going out of focus. I know. Sucks, doesn't it? It's in focus now, though, isn't it? Looks all right to me. When she oh, Jesus. What did I just do then? Just managed to move the fume extractor on the floor by twiddling the thing. I'm just going to check the other side of this. Ah. Nice that everyone's getting to say hello to the chickens, isn't it? Right, so there's that one. Now this one here next to it's going to be a bit of an issue because I reckon that is completely corroded away. So wherever that is meant to go, we're going to have to probably run a little wiry diary. Yes, it was a good. You took the opportunity with the joke there. Something Dark Side is indeed a Family Guy reference. I am a very, very big Family Guy fan. I can quote lines from episodes of Family Guy until I have no friends left. Next one. Okay, so that one, I think we've reconnected, but we'll need to test it. I'm pretty sure that one is going to... We won't need to do any further trace work on that one because I did manage to get... Well, it's the veer is still intact. So let's just check that now, shall we? Orville fan 2? Yeah, mind you, I went off a little bit on the latest episode, on the latest series. So I don't particularly like the Doctor character in Orville. And they started featuring her a lot in the episodes. And I felt like they kind of lost a bit of the focus with the humour and started getting too serious. Before there was a nice balance. There was a balance between good stories and lots of humour. And then I felt like the humour started getting kind of toned down a little bit, and it was all just serious stories. And as I say, I haven't watched the latest series of Orville, which is probably going to end up being the last, I think. But the first couple of series of Orville, absolutely loved it. Loved it. Right, so we're testing from 3 here. So let's get it, change views here. We're testing from pin 3 there to 41. And we're getting a nice beepity beep, beep, beepity beep. And then we're also going to the CPU and to the PDS slot. Right. So, well, that's probably where it goes off over here. Keeps going zugga-da-dugga-da-dugga-da up to there. Now that looks intact-ish. So one would hope that that is still going to where it's needing to go. But I can't test that until I... Whoops. I can't test that. Hang on. So this one here... So this is the trace repair I just did. And you can see it continues going along here and then along here into that little veer there. And that veer looks like it's probably still intact. And that will then travel to one of the pins in the PDS slot here and then also to the CPU. And I have to test that with the board flipped over, so I'll do that later on. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Kai. Just generally, what happens is anytime there's an episode that where the Doctor is heavily focused, I just kind of want to switch off. Right. God, look at all these busted traces. We haven't even started these ones yet. Where do these ones go to? I ask you. I have to figure that out. All right. Next, we are going to pin 42, and that goes to 2 and 5 of this. So let's go here to top view. And we go 41, 42. That's 42. And pin 2. Oh my God! We got one that works. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's a turn up for the books. Right, 43. 43. And that one is going to 10 and 13. So that's 9, 10. Oh my goodness. 11, 12, 13. Crikey. Stone the flamin' crows. 44. Okay, 44, 11 and 14. 9, 10, 11. Okay, we've got a break there. Right, let's see what we will see here. Righty. 11. So let's get a pair of tweezers so I can point. 9, 10, 11. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, there's definitely a break there. Okay, so it's just there's a little bit of kludge there and kludge there, so I just need to run a wire up there. It doesn't need to go the whole way. Where's this one go to? Oh, that goes to up here somewhere. May as well replace that one while I'm here, shouldn't I? Wherever it goes to. It goes along there. Along there. To there. Oh, crap. Where do you go? Where do you go? I don't even know that. Enjoying my new M3 MacBook Pro. Yep, I got to tell you, I like the M's. Hello, 211 Twist. And Saul, yes, I have been in touch with Saul outside of the YouTubes. I think contacted me on, I think it was Discord, I think, from memory. I really do want to know where this one goes. I suppose I could just go around bipping all over the place. On there. I'm going to follow it through to the other side, I suppose. God, I need my special glasses. Are they here somewhere? Me goggles. I mean, they're in here somewhere. They just get piled under things because that's how I store stuff in here. You just push things. It's amazing how things travel. You know, you sort of something starts on this side and then it just moves across to the other side of the desk as I shift things around. Extraordinary. Oh, we don't need glasses. We don't need no stinking glasses. All right. So it was right above the 258. All right. Var. Oh, don't tell me it's one of those. It is one of those. It's one of these ones that it basically just goes from one middle layer to another middle layer. So I've got absolutely no idea where this wire is meant to be going to. If I can trace the point to, you know, a component, I can then find it on the schematic. Yeah. Board view would... Oh, yes, a board view would be awesome. If you've got one, please send it to me. Oh, the glue chip. Sweet as. Should have gone straight to the glue chip. I should have better known better. There we go. That one there. So what pin is that on the glue, do you reckon? This is UI8. UI8. There we go. I've got to zoom into this little crap here. Zoomy, zoomy. Whoops. Gone too far. Oh, shuzbutt. I hate the way it does this. So stupid. I'm scrolling down. When it gets to the bottom of the page, if I scroll down too far, it then flicks to the next page, which is not helpful. Right, so this is the little diagram I got here. So we know that that's pin 1 there, then 12 to 32. Hang on. 11, 12 to 32. So this last pin is 32. So we've got 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. So pin 27. Pin 27. Pin 27 of the glue chip. So, where's that? Let's have a look at that. Figure out where it's going. Gotta find the glue in here. Nope. Nope. Is that the glue chip? Yep, that's the glue chip. What did I say? 27? I think that's what I said. Ah, 27. ROM. Rummin. 27, that goes to page 2. Got to find Rummin on here somewhere. Looking for the little tag. ROM, there we go. ROM, he goes to pins 11 and 12 of the ROM chip. So that makes life, sorry, the ROM slot, 11 and 12. That makes life easy. There we go. Oh, Garrett, you got it. Ad interruption, did you? Terrible, 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 terrible. Right, so this one is that running along there to there and then through that hole. So I'm going to need a decent amount of wire for this one, because this one I've got to run all the way to a... where the hell is my spool? Did I put it away again? What an idiot. Who does that? I'll leave it here. Oh, I just see here I've got somewhere in the vicinity of like 50 concurrent viewers. So hello to you all. If you haven't said hello, please jump into the chat and say hello. I always like to say hello to folks. If you are joining relatively recently, I am rather foolishly trying to repair a battery damaged SE30. And I don't know, I find it... oh, Greg Brady, hello there. I find it kind of, I don't know, relaxing. I like doing it. It also helps hone the skills with the soldering, doing all this sort of fine stuff. So I definitely like it in that regard. Gives me an excuse to do a live stream and chat to you good folks. Fume extractor doesn't work very well when it's all the way up there. There we go. No, I can't actually reach what I'm trying to do. Bought a new hose yesterday. Garden hose. My old one got a great big hole in it. There we go. There's an exciting bit of news for today. Brankus buys garden hose. I probably don't need to solder this wire this far along, but I don't know, I don't know. I sometimes like just doing this little following of the trace shape. Just fun. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. And now we've got to do some silliness on the other side. Mr. Tech Gadget, hello there. I said, hello, been working on a 2SI with sad Mac chimes. Current theory is bad ALS 245 or onboard RAM chip. Yep, I have definitely had a 2SI. I think it was a 2SI with a bad RAM chip. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 2SI. But yeah, that's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? The old sad Mac chimes. Okay, so this is pins 10 and 11. Sorry, or is it 11 and 12? Let me just check. Let's check. 11 and 12. So This is how the pins work on this. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, will I get continuity between those two? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, so we're getting continuity between those two, so that's good. But I now need to make this little bit of wire here go across to there. And I can't see any way of doing that and having it be pretty. Pretty. Do-do-do-do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I better off attaching it to 11 or 12? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? It's a bit of a mess over there, so I might attach it to this one. Let's have a little bit of give here. Oh, I tell you, a series that I watched and absolutely loved, Mindhunter. I don't know if anyone's seen that. It's such a shame it finished after the 2 series, though. That was quality programming. That I really enjoyed it. MacMan142, hello there. I did a review recently of the Riven remake, which was released by Cyan, and I had some dude just kind of go off about, Mac, why would you use a Mac? Shit, eh? And I felt like sort of replying to him something along the lines of, when you're old enough to have a job, okay, 10, 11, and 12. So there's 12, and that should go to pin 27 of the glue. 10, 11. What are you doing to me? Give me that. No. What have I done? What have I done? Yeah. Am I just having a bad contact here? Let me just check. It bipped. It bipped for a second. What is going on here? Who in the name of... Hello, Dave. Hello, Danny D. It's wild how the SE is so less problematic versus the... Yeah, there is. And there are 2 really good reasons for that, Danny D. Reason number 1 is that the SE is a 4-layer board. The SE30 is a 6-layer board. Reason number 2 is the SE, typically, particularly the earlier ones, had a soldered-on axial Vata battery. And those batteries, far out. I mean, I don't know what they made them out of, but they just last and last and last. I mean, there are some of them that are still giving off 3 volts. And they don't leak. I've never seen one of those axial lithium batteries leak. Some of the later SEs did actually have the little battery and the holder, and those ones did have the potential to leak. But those soldered-on batteries, never seen them leak. So they didn't get the leaky battery problem. Then the other thing is, of course, is the SE did not have surface mount electrolytic capacitors. And so, yeah, all those things make the SE, and of course the SE30 is a far more complicated PCB, no doubt about that. So complicated that I have tried to do a repair here and it doesn't seem to have worked. Okay, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 and 12. And they make contact with each other. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do. That's a really ugly solder joint, that one. See if I can fix it a little bit. Right. So, it's soldered. It is soldered. It's definitely soldered. I mean, make no mistake, it's soldered. So, do I have an issue with some corrosion on these pins? That's always possible. Okay, so can I get continuity between those two? I can. Good. Okay, then can I get continuity from there to here? I can. And to there. And to there. And then to there. All right, we're going all the way to the glue chip. Yeah. Mosquitoes suck. Yep. I get it. Trying to teach myself Affinity Photo. I refuse to deal with the Adobe subscription model. Sol, we're pretty much in the same boat here. I have also been testing out Affinity. I've been using a product called Acorn as a replacement for Photoshop on the Mac, and I use it on computers where I use the Adobe suite on my main work computer, but for my laptops that I might go elsewhere with, I use Acorn for that if I just need to do a little bit of image editing here or there. I quite like Acorn. It was very intuitive if you're a Photoshop user. I started using Affinity. I've been using Affinity Designer, which is the Illustrator replacement, and there are some things that I'm kind of struggling with just from an intuitiveness aspect. So when I sit down to use it, I haven't been able to figure out what I'm doing, and I need to read a manual or something. So there are some things where you can some of the key strokes are the same, some of the key shortcuts are the same from Illustrator to Designer, but some of them are different. So I've tried a few Illustrator replacements. This one, Affinity Designer, is probably the closest I've come to a suitable replacement. Some of the other ones I've tried are just nowhere near it. I feel like I could, given enough time, I could probably work with this Affinity Designer. Just for those that aren't aware, Affinity make a suite of applications, 3 of them. There's Designer, I think it's Layout, I think it's Affinity Layout and Affinity Photo, and they're a Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign replacement. And they are one-off payment rather than a subscription model, because Adobe is now a subscription model. Over here, it's quite expensive. It's something like $90 a month, 90 Australian dollars a month, something like that, somewhere in that vicinity. I have to pay it because I use it for work. It is a tool, so, But one of the big problems I have, more than anything, I can kind of live with the subscription, but one of the big problems I have, it is so slow and bloated. I find myself trying to do just basic stuff in Illustrator, and it's going slower than I would have using CS4 on, I don't know, an old Intel iMac or something like that. I don't know, an old 2008 MacBook Pro or something. I just feel like they've just added stuff, and they've got it to the point that even when you want to do just basic things, really basic things, it is just slow as molasses. So, yeah, I do feel like Adobe need a shake-up. I remember that when switching to Illustrator from freehand. Point 5, I've got a little story to tell you about that. So I used to work for a company in the very early days, and I was a freehand user, very much a freehand user, didn't like Illustrator, found it too counterintuitive. I found freehand very, very intuitive to use, and so I was definitely a freehand user. We are talking the 90s here, I guess. Probably late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. Let's say around about 1990, round about that time. And so I was very, very much a freehand user. But anyhow, one of our customers used to come in every now and again. They used to bring us artwork that we would then print out for them because we're a pre-press bureau. We printed out on, high-res bromide. And one of the staff that worked at this company, young, attractive woman, really nice too. Everyone just fell in love with her, I'm telling you. Everyone that came in contact with this, young lady, just seemed to just instantly fall for it. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Anyhow, she was an Illustrator user, and I'm like, oh, God, how can you stand using Illustrator? And she said, oh, you have got to see some of the things that Illustrator can do before you say that. It's so much better than freehand. It's so much more productive. You can work so much faster on it. And so, anyhow, she gave me a few pointers, just came and showed me a few little things, and I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then I started doing some of my own research and stuff like that. And at that point, I became an Illustrator convert. From that point on, Illustrator all the way. So, yeah. Too many subscriptions, thousands of dollars spent over the last decade. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Mystery Margo, I can claim my use of the Adobe suite is 100% business, so I can claim that. What you use for your 3D stuff? I actually use potentially one of 3 applications, but if you're talking about 3D for designing models for 3D printing or case design or anything like that, I use a product called Onshape. It's actually an online 3D editor, but it's free, and I really like the tools. And I've got to a point now where I can just work with it really fast. Like the other day, my vacuum cleaner broke. This little piece here, still in here from when I put it back together. I glued this as a kind of a backup plan, but I also wanted to glue it because it makes it easier to then kind of model it. So this is a piece that broke. This little clippy part broke, and this is the thing that keeps the hose plugged into the base of the vacuum cleaner. So a spring sits underneath it. You push that down if you want to pull the hose out, and then it clips in again. And this just snapped while I was in the middle of vacuuming, and so the hose just kept falling out. So, grab my little vernier calipers. Got to have vernier calipers if you're going to do this sort of stuff. Measured it all out, built this in Onshape, 3D printed it. I didn't even use ABS, I just used PLA. I'm able to make it a lot stronger. This here, you can see that they've got areas where they haven't got plastic here to save money on plastic. Well, I would rather strength, so I make that all solid rather than having this hollow stuff. So I was able to make this a really solid piece of PLA plastic. 3D printed it, in it went. I didn't even need to do I got it right first time. First one I printed came out, went straight into the machine, and away it went. And so stuff like that, I'll just model in Onshape, and I love Onshape. Now, I am actually going to be doing a video of a beginner's guide to Onshape. Obviously not pertinent to everyone. There are a lot of people here that already know how to use whatever 3D product they use. But I plan to do a beginner's guide only because when I went to go use it for the first time, I wasn't particularly impressed with the videos that were around. So I'm going to actually do my own at some stage. Do you need to make your models publicly available for the free Onshape? Yes, that is correct. So anything that you model will become part of the Onshape public library. So other users of Onshape, if you're on the free version, other users of Onshape can access your models. And so if you're someone who it is your intention to sell models, sell your STL files, free Onshape is not for you. Or if you are designing stuff for the CIA or something like that, free Onshape is not for you. You can pay for Onshape and then your models are private. But if you are a user and you're using the free version, anything you model can be accessed by other users. Now, you might go, oh, that's terrible, invasion of privacy, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't impact me at all because, first of all, most of my stuff I just freely share anyway. But the other thing is there's a flip side to this, and that is that things that other people are modeling are available. So you can end up saving yourself a huge amount of time if you're trying to model something and someone's already done it. You can just access their model, and there you go. So, anyhow. Haven't done any modeling since 3D Studio Max in 1998. So I started 3D modeling in about... God, it was the middle of the 90s. Probably late 90s. I started using a product called Infinity for the Mac. I bought it because I was interested in getting into 3D modeling. So I got a book on it and everything. So I started doing Infinity. Then I moved to an application called Strata Studio Pro. And anyone who might be aware of the Myst game, that was created with a very early version of the Strata software. And so I used Strata Studio Pro, and then that became Strata Pro or something like that. They took the studio away or something. I can't remember. It was a good application because it was an all-in-one. It was a modeler and a renderer all in one. So I used that for a while. Then I needed to do more NURB modeling, non-uniform relational B-splines. I needed to do more organic modeling rather than geometric stuff. In particular, I had a project I was working on for a multimedia presentation for a company, a computer security company, where I needed to model a snake, the head of a python. And I couldn't figure a way within Strata to get to model a nice organic head shape of a snake. So at that stage, I did a little bit of research and ended up moving across to Lightwave, NewTek Lightwave. And I used that for years, and I still use it, to be honest, because I used it for so long, I got really, really quick in it. So when I want to model stuff quickly, I can just go really fast. But it's not the best for 3D modeling. And you can do it, but the tools that are available today with a lot of these 3D modeling applications designed specifically for like CAD type stuff, they will, they allow you to model things so much quicker in terms of, building a shape like this thing that I just had in my hand, this thing here, building something like that. I can do that like lightning in Onshape. It would take me twice as long in Lightwave. But of course, Lightwave is a modeling and rendering tool. So if you're wanting to make scenes with light and all that sort of stuff, if you're wanting to make an intro for a video, Lightwave's great for that. So yeah, Lightwave started on the Amiga, which is why its interface is so shit. It always has been. It stayed that way. But anyhow, you get used to it. Yeah. So anywho, I have really got sidetracked here, haven't I? Start me talking about 3D, and I can just go on for ages. How long have I been going for? An hour and a half. Okay, let's see if we can get this next wire trace done. We already know which one it is because I looked at it before because I got sidetracked and did a different one. Scope. There we go. So the one I need to do now is I need to do... Here we are. It was one... Yeah, this one here. I've just got a break there, and a break there. So I've just got to run a little bit of wire. Just a little bit of wire from here and up and across and onto there and onto there. So let's get some wire, shall we? Wire. Get some wire. Won't it be great when AI can render 3D objects from the prompt? No, it'll take all the fun out of it. All the fun gone. I love 3D modeling, I have to admit. If someone would just pay me to 3D model all day, I'd do it. Okay. Which one? Affinity has a 6-month free trial. Yes, isn't that pretty? That's amazing. I should have mentioned that. It's a 180-day free trial for Affinity. So if you're wanting to really give it a crack, it's not like it's just 7 days or something. You can really go in and give it a good go. So again, if anyone is wanting to give Adobe the middle finger, do check out Affinity. I think the website is Scope or something like that. I think the company that make it is Scope. But if you search for Affinity, and we're not just mispronouncing infinity here, it's Affinity. Just going to go till I get to the end of this straight. Oh yeah. Custom larger RAM chips. Well, I tell you what, when it comes to all of this stuff, I am just always leaving that crap up to other people. I'm sure that there will be people in this group of people in the chat, who would be able to tell you what limitations there might be. I'd really like to get one of those 128 megabyte 32-pin SIMs that you can put into like an LC475 or something to take them up to 100 and whatever it is, 132 or some shit. I would love to get hold of one of those 128 megabyte 32-pin SIMs. All right, let's just check the continuity on this now. This one should be... Come on. There we go. This one should be pins 2 and 5 going to 42. So, it's 40. 1, 2, that's 42. No, that's the wrong one. It was this one I needed to check. So it's that one's pin 10, I think. 10 and 13 going to 43. $40, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not doing it. How come? What not? It's like so bad. My understanding is that Disc Warrior is dead. I wanted to get a copy for my M3. What's out there now that's just as good? Nothing. I regret to tell you, Sol, but there is nothing as good as Disc Warrior. Tech Tool Pro does have some disc repair tools, but the disc has to be mounted in order for it to repair it. It won't repair discs that fail to mount like Disc Warrior did. So Disc Warrior still functions, but it just doesn't work on APFS discs. So if you're still formatting it as like HFS or whatever, you're fine. But if it's APFS, which of course the Mac operating system automatically does if you are from, what is it? Is it High Sierra onwards, I think? I think it's High Sierra onwards. When you would install a system, would just automatically format the disk as APFS. And Disc Warrior doesn't do APFS. Now, they have been saying for now a couple of years that they are working on an APFS version and that it is coming. And they have a mailing list where you can put your name down to be notified when it's available. But seriously, that's 2, maybe 3 years. 10.13 made it default, so there you go. And it's disappointing because Disk Warrior has been working magic for decades. The number of times that I would have a drive that just nothing else would fix, but Disk Warrior would rebuild, and so you could get your data off it or whatever you needed. It's so frustrating, and you can't get a decent answer out of them. I mean, they basically just say it's coming or whatever. They say we're working on it, but let's have a look. I'm going to go have a look now. Disk Warrior. Allsoft, makers of Disk Warrior. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. There we go. Here we go. Click here to learn about Disk Warrior 5.3 and APFS. There we go. Here's not able to be rebuilt by Disk Warrior 5.3. Yeah. So that's frustrating. The next major release of Disk Warrior will include the ability to rebuild APFS disks. To join the mailing list to be notified of progress regarding APFS support and updates to Disk Warrior. And you can join that mailing list and hear nothing from them for years. So that's where we are with that. One of the big problems with APFS, with like FSCK or disk utilities on the Mac and that, there are times when you go to repair something and it'll just say, this disk cannot be repaired. That's it. You got no further course of action. This disk cannot be repaired. And in the olden days, Disk Warrior would repair those ones, where the tools that were available to you would just say, nah, tough, you're gone. And Disk Warrior would do it. It is a sad, sad time. I tell you what is also sad. Why isn't this making a connection? So let's just check. I'm going to go from... Oh, hang on. I'm not on beepity beep mode. That might do it. 41, 2, 3, 44. I think that was it, wasn't it? Was it 44? Or was it 43? I have lost it. I've got to change back here to the screen. There we go. All right. 10 and 13. It was 43. So let's start off here. And we got 9, 10. Is that it? And that's going to 43. 43. 1, 2, 3. Go. Did I? Well, I didn't repair this one, so this goes to show how sidetracked I get when I start jabbering away. Start with my jibber jabber. Look, that one goes along there. Along there. And then... Oh no, that's still intact. That's intact. Talking out of my arse. So, 10, There's a break. Right there. A breakaroonie. It's a very small one, but it's enough. Didn't I say I was going to bed? Francois, with you, who knows? I've heard you say that before, and then you make a comment like half an hour later, and it's like, hey, why'd you go to bed? Must be bloody late where you are, Francois. You are going to bed. 3:42 a.m. there in the UK. Goodness me. It is Saturday, though. Well, Sunday now. Boo, 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 boo. You can be in bed and also watch YouTube. That's so true. That is so true. One can have an iPad or a phone or something like that. One can watch YouTube in the comfort of anywhere. One can watch YouTube on the toilet. That to me is... that's the peak of society, that is. 40, 41, 42, 43. 43, and let's see if we're getting it now. Oh, bloody Nora. What's going on here? What's all that about? I wonder if we've got some problems here. So these all look pretty ugly, don't they? Oh, look at these. I mean, look at these. They could be part of it as well. You could put headphones on. Alright, so what I've got to do now, I've got to trace through this one to the other side, which is a bit of a poops. What's the solder like? Is it crunchy? Yes, it's crunchy. Well, good night, Kai. Thank you for joining. I'm not convinced that you're going away at this stage. I mean, I'll only believe you when the comments stop. (10:50 p.m. here in northern New Jersey, northeastern UF, northeastern. Okay, cool. Is it? Yeah, okay. New Jersey, that's where Mr. Mac 84 comes from. New Jersey. Right, I've got to find this one. Is that it? Is that it? Yes, so it's 2 and then down to the left. Yes, okay. So this is the hole. this hole here is giving me some grief. What's the... Oh my goodness. Let's jump back into here. There we go. Zone Tunes. I just wanted to say that I did my first recap of 475. Awesome. The other day, and while it did not actually fix the issue, it made it no worse. So that's a start. So at least I was able to successfully replace every recap. Well done, Zone Tunes. So do tell me, Zone Tunes, what are the symptoms of your problematic 475? Because, oh, I've just turned my Fume Extractor up onto DEFCON 4. There we go. There we go. That's a hole through. So, this little... One of the things that you always see with this, with an SE30 board, which sucks, you can see this trace goes through to the other side, but here, it just terminates at this spot. And what that means is this VR connects to a layer in the middle of the board. And then we have a problem. It's not going where we want it to. Okay, it boots fine. I hear the HD whirring and booting, but the screen is purple and basically just vertical lines. Now, one thing with the 475 is, if my memory serves me correctly, it will not operate without a VRAM SIM in there. So if you don't have a VRAM chip in there, there needs to be one there. And I think another problem with the 475 is, unless you have a functional PRAM battery that's giving you a good 3 volts or more, you won't get proper video either. So my suggestion would be, so a VRAM issue maybe, yes. So you've got a VRAM in there, so that's a good sign. And then obviously the battery is the other important thing. You've got to have that battery, a good PRAM battery in there. I also have PRAM. Okay, no worries. Yeah. So yeah, look, it is possibly VRAM issue, but there are other things as well. I mean, if the caps that were on there have caused any corrosion, you could have some trace damage somewhere. You often have to just get in there with a microscope or, magnifying glass or whatever and just look really, really closely over the surface. I do have a video on my channel about what to do when a computer doesn't work after a recap, and it's got a few kind of broad things to check out. So if you have a look at I think it's in my featured videos, and it's called something along the lines of what to do when a recap doesn't work or something like that, and features my good friend Dan from the Canadian Computer Collector YouTube channel, being his usual funny self. So if you haven't had a look at that one, maybe check that out. There might be something of use in there where you can set maybe something you haven't checked. Yeah. Right. It also has the old Snow White design box. Okay, yeah. Very early 475 board. It has a ROM slot soldered to it. Yeah, I've just got a 475 here somewhere. I had one on the floor until recently. Actually, is that? No, that's an LC2. Yep, that's definitely an LC2. Because I've got a 475 floating around somewhere. I don't know where. Because I fixed one recently. But yeah, I mean, because the 475, one of the interesting things about the 475 is Apple, I guess as part of a cost-cutting measure, they released 2 computers with a single logic board. There's a little jumper down in the bottom left-hand corner. If you put the jumper on there, if you put the shunt across the jumper, the computer will think it's a Quadra 605. If you take the jumper shunt off, it'll think it's a 475. Amazing stuff, huh? Plastic world is your friend in the world of Mac bezels. Yeah, one of the really big problems with the plastics on these things, we all know about them, is that when they changed the chemical makeup of these, they got brittle, and essentially the chemical makeup they changed was they added a fire retardant. So it's ABS plastic, and what they did was they added this fire retardant. So if you see it's ABS FR or something like that next to it, you know it's the one that has the fire retardant added to it, and they get brittle with age. Simple as that. Right, okay, so this sucks. Now I have to try and figure out what's going on here. So it's pin 43. So I don't know. Pin 43. Are we dealing with a problem over here? And I could just run a wire, an external wire, to pin 43. I could do that. Have a look here. That's 40. 1, 2, 43. Just checking to see if any of these vias here belong to this ROM, because essentially what's happening is I should be connecting to, is it this? Oh, I am now. Wasn't before. Oh, wow. So my cleaning it out there has actually made us get connection again, which scares the crap out of me, because if I go in and, I don't know, run this through the ultrasonic cleaner, it'll probably go crap again. What to do? Spindler syndrome. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure we can actually blame Spindler for adding a fire retardant to ABS plastic. You got to imagine that was probably just a general initiative going on to make them less hazardous, I suppose. Who knows? They might have even been required to do it. Anything's possible. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably just run a little wire down here and just try and fill this up with solder. May or may not help. But I just want to try and protect it so that if I go in and ultrasonically clean this later on, that it doesn't suddenly stop working again. Democracy manifest. All right, let's give that a whirl. I'm gonna get some, what do you call that stuff? Flux. Feel like the plastics are thinner. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you're comparing, like, say, an LC2 to an LC475, I'm not sure that the plastics of the tabs is any thinner. I think they're about the same. But the tabs will always break on a 475, but they don't seem to break on the LC2. That's just my observation, you know. I'm not an expert. More yellow under the overlay. Yes, I don't actually know what... I mean, I think the yellowing is caused by oxidization, depending on where you come from. But I'm not an expert. I don't know that for sure. Ow! 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 Just hurt my finger. What a mess. I mean, when I finish this, is anyone even going to want it? That's the question. I've got to do this without getting without melting the enamel on that wire there. There we go. Huh? Patina? I think it's patina. Alright. I've got to stop fiddling with this thing here. Alright, let's see whether I have successfully restored continuity to this pin. Anything is possible. I mean, within reason. 1, 2, 43. Oh, don't be an asshole. Son of a gun. So I kind of had continuity there just for a brief second. Oh, we got it. Just a bit of corrosion on the pin, that's all. Can relax now. Okay. No step tabs there. Yeah. Look, zone tunes. One of the things that I actually do with those 660, 610, 6100, what I call the family size pizza boxes, is where the clips come down and there's a thing that sticks out for the plastic to clip over. I actually get a Dremel with like a grindy thing, and I grind off the bit of plastic that sticks out. So in other words, the tabs don't actually have to clip on anything; they just slop down. It's maybe a bit excessive, and some people may not want to actually take plastic off their case, and I don't blame them. But it just means that the case just sits in place rather than clipping in place, so you can just lift it up, and then you've got less likely chance of making it split. What happened to... hello, Rudy. I didn't even realise you were here. Hello to Rudy. What happened to that board? This board? Battery. Danny D, I've often thought that myself. I've often thought that if you get the plastic and, I don't know, maybe stick it in, I don't know, a pressure cooker or some shit like that, or do something to it, they might be able to get some moisture back into it or get some oil back into it or something. But yeah, it would be awesome if someone made like a lotion. It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. And we could just go in and get the plastics getting strong again. It would be awesome if that existed. This is a board that I initially said, no, I'm not going to even bother to fix. And then one day I was going to do a live stream, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I have no idea what I'm going to live stream today. Because so much of the stuff I have here is boring diagnostic stuff. It's stuff where I've got to go and spend time looking at schematics and pinging things out with a multimeter. You know, I could literally spend hours and not even have to fire up the soldering iron, just trying to figure shit out. Whereas something like this, it's like, oh, okay, there's broken continuity, got to run a wire. And so this one is a little bit more hands-on, practical. My feeling is that it's more entertaining to watch. As to whether or not I am accurate in that assumption, that's up to you. But that's my general feeling. So the next one is pin 44. 44. And that is 41. 2, 3, 44. That's pin 44. And we need to go to 11. Now, come on. I did repairs to this one. Nine, 10, 11. Oh, there's a break there. Okay, so I didn't repair this one. $11. So I've got a definite break here, along here. There. So if I go from here. Another break there. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, this board is going to send me to an early grave. It's all Max's fault. Everyone needs to know it's Max's fault. Thank you, Gibatronics, for turning up. Fare thee well. Where do I buy Apple Platinum paint? That's a good question. I'm someone who really doesn't care particularly about the outward appearance of my Macs. I don't know, maybe it's just laziness, but as long as they work, that's all I really care about. I don't mind if they have a bit of a patina. I don't like it if they're not actually structurally sound. So, for example, my Quadra 605 case is absolutely rogered. It doesn't even hold the board in. It was in a very bad way, and then it actually got knocked off the table, and then it went from bad to worse. Okay. Just applying that heat to this has made it a bit more crusty crunchy. It's making it easier for me to get rid of all the crusty crunchy. I mean, it was a nice idea when Apple built all their boards, or built all their Macs, so that the boards just slid in and out and clipped into tabs. But yeah, there's been a sort of a flip side to that as they get old. Got to make a move to a town that's right for me. Shattered into 100 pieces in transit. Yeah, that'll happen. Okay, so I've got more of these vias. And these don't look alright. I feel like these should still have continuity inside. Mac84, Steve is back. Hello, Steve. Anything interesting going on in the world of Steve at the moment? I mean, of course there is. Of course there is. What a fool am I to actually say that. You went to a thing today, didn't you, Steve? I think you went to a some sort of vintage Mac thing? Which means you will have come home with loads and loads of stuff. And we'll need a live stream of that, won't we? Mac84, do you read messages on Discord? I can answer that for you, Steve. Only if he likes you. Do 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 do. To keep on moving, keep on with some energy. Carthor, hello there. I am slowly being driven insane by an SE30 board. How are you? Talk about grooving. I'll tell you what, there is a... So, that song, it's by a band called Lips Inc. As in Lips Inc. As in, like, lip sync, you know, that's the joke. And it was a bit like a Milli Vanilli type situation. So, they got the woman to sing the song, and then I think she got paid for her singing, and then the producer of the song then went and made a couple of film clips for it. Didn't actually use the singer in the film clips, just hired actors to lip sync. There was two versions of the song. There was one with a black singer. It might have even been a few black singers. And there was another version with a white singer that was released in, I think it was the Netherlands or somewhere like that. And the one with the white singer is hilarious. You must see it. The groovy moves that the woman has, better than ray gun in the Olympics, for anyone who's been watching the Olympics and seeing Australia's entrance in the breakdancing. I love the 80s. So I love the 80s as well. Now I have Funky Town stuck in my head. There are worse songs to have in there, hey? Hey, you reckon? Worse songs to have tucked up in your brain there? Just fixed a brand new power station that was faulty from the factory. That is awesome. Picked up a dot matrix printer from the side of the road. Not Apple, and I thought of you, Steve. Hey. Oh, thank you. I haven't done a smash that like button today, have I? I should do one. You ready? You ready? Is everyone ready? Might need to turn down the volume. Ready?
Smash that like button.
There we go. Thrift books. Oh, okay. I'm just catching up on the chat here. I saw Australia's Olympic breakdancing woman. Well done, Australia. Unbelievable. So she goes by the name Ray Gunn. Her surname is Gunn and her first name starts with R. I can't remember what her name is, but so she goes by the title of Ray Gunn. And yeah, well, all I can say is, how the did she qualify? Unbelievable. It's caused an outcry. It's a international incident. I mean, you've seen professional breakdancers. I mean, we are talking about absolute peak athleticism. Amazing stuff to watch. And hers, well, to put it bluntly, wasn't. Gotta be happy when these Olympics are over. I'm a bit bored with them, to be honest. Every time I switch the TV on, it's like, oh, Olympics this, Olympics that. It's like, I've had enough. I've had enough. Oh, focus is a bit dodgy. Sorry, folks. Goodbye, Foxhound477. Thank you for joining. I'll be finishing off soon. I generally try and keep these to around about 2 hours. And I am 2 hours 15 or thereabouts at the moment. No bridges. No bridges. No bridges. I heard about the Canadian OnlyFans pole vaulter. Twerked after she won. Yeah, I mean, good on them. That's what I'd say. I mean, it's like, let's face it. I mean, I don't think they get a whole lot of money, these people. So OnlyFans for people with looks. Let's add that caveat. Opportunity to make a little bit of dough on the side without having to leave the comfort of your own home. I very much approve. I'm not a prude. Still going to watch and just getting off chat. Fair enough. I sort of find like some of the sports they're adding to the Olympics these days a little bit silly, but I'm no expert in sports, so you know. Right, so we're looking at pin 44 going to 11 and 14. So 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 44. Have we restored it? We have not. So we do have an issue here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scrape this because I don't want to get caught out by this again. where I'm not getting contact here. Definitely 44, 11 and 14. All right, so we do have a loss of connection between here and pin 44. 44. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 2, 3, 4. So that's pin 44 right there. Oh, it's a bit green, isn't it? I just dropped my thermal camera. What a mess. Twerking would probably put me in a wheelchair. One thing I would say about twerking, if I was twerking, it's not something anyone would actually want to see. I think people would all be kind of covering their eyes and whatnot and wishing they were someplace else. So, yeah, not something that I'm going to do in any hurry. I'm wondering whether this is just lost. I mean, look at. How bad is that? It just corroded all the way through. Frangipani. I think I need to take this off. Look at it. Got a lot of bad pins here. Crumpet. Oh, a bit above where we can see. Sorry. Alright. Sorry. So these are pins. See all that? And this is the ROM sim slot. These are the pins sticking out of the bottom of the ROM sim slot. I mean, look at this craps. I mean, look at that. You cannot tell me I'm getting any contact there. I probably looked at this at the point when I said, no, I don't want to repair this one. I was probably somewhere around this stage here. I probably looked at this and went, no. So what do we do? What do I do? Do I undo all of these little repairs that I've done and then I remove the slot? What do you reckon? I think I just broke that pin. I think I just broke that pin. Yes, I broke that pin. Okay. Well, let's think about it. What do we do? Just look at it. Just look at it. Okay. I'm left with a bit of a conundrum here. I really am. There are a few problems. First of all, a lot of this solder here is probably so crunchy that it's going to be really hard to get it to melt to even get... Yeah, they're melting. That's a melting. That's a melting. That's a melting. I don't know. I'm really at a loss here. I'm not sure how to proceed. The logical me is saying that I should... the logical me is saying that I should take this socket out, remove it, but then of course I've got to redo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these wire trace repairs and stuff. And that's not a lot of fun. Because, I mean, apart from everything else, there's no label on these wires, so I have to... the other alternative is that I just try and scrape these and clean them up as much as possible to get enough solder just going from the pin to what is left of the via. You know, I can do this until I've got copper exposed. Once I've got copper exposed, I can get solder to stick to it. Well, put it this way. I'm certainly not going to solve anything now because I am going to probably wrap up the stream. But I am left with a little bit of a conundrum. The SE30 reloaded board is looking darn good right about now. Speaking of which, shall we have a look at it? Just look at it. Just look at it. Yes. So, oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? So I went out today and I bought a bunch of sockets like these. So I've got... I hope I've got the right ones. Got these ones here. Oh, I just bent the pins like there's no tomorrow. The way where I bought these sockets from, I bought it at J-Car, the way they store these just in a little plastic container, like a little plastic drawer, they really should have these pins stuck in like a little bit of foam or something like that so they don't bend. It's not very logical. Right. I'm going to solder a socket in because I just feel like I need to. I feel like it's important. As important. Okay, before I solder any more, did I get it around the right way? I did it the wrong frickin' way. That's why you check. Isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, it didn't really matter. I could have stuck the chip around the other way, but, you know, I do like to have it looking correct. Because everything I do is perfection. Stop laughing. Yes, you are right, Gregory. Now it is the right way. It was the wrong way. Now it is the right way. I've said this before, when you get these boards like this where they have the gold rather than being pre-tinned, I prefer them when they're pre-tinned. I find them quicker to work with. These, it takes a little bit longer to get the solder to transfer. Yeah, look at that. It's nice. Did you watch Sean's video? Which one? The one he released today? Not yet. What did Sean release today? The last one I watched of his was the one with the Mac Pro, which I enjoyed thoroughly. I like Mac Pro content because I'm a bit of a Mac Pro fan. 5,1, I have one of those. I've got a dual hex core, so a 12 core, 3 gigahertz. Is it 3? 3.1 or something? 3 gigahertz. 5,1, a 2012 model, which means that I don't have to delid CPUs if I want to put them in there. Cursed Mac. He's working on the SE30 again. What? Talk about flogging a dead horse. So, he's found more to do with that SE30. Yeah, I better watch it. Oh, you in it, are you, Steve? When's your guide video coming out, or has it come out already and I missed it? And the one where it does all the doing all the SCSI stuff and that. I know you did, like, was it 2 of them? But then there was going to be a 3rd one or something? I talked you into splitting them up. I mean, not just me. I think other people talked you into it as well. I overdubbed the parts where I said the wrong thing. Ah ha ha ha. I've got so much audio to record at the moment. I started doing some yesterday and my voice is a bit croaky. I'm like, oh, do I really want croaky voice audio? Because then if I go to record little bits, extra bits later on, I won't be croaky. It's like, is that what I want? Going out for a pub dinner tonight. Looking forward to that. Probably get myself a schnitty. Your famous SCSI cameo will be coming out soon. Famous. 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 I will need to watch Sean's video. I do like watching SE30 content. I'm very jealous, though. He's got so many cool things in that thing. I mean, I don't care at all about the clear case. I've never really cared very much about clear cases. It's nice. He's got it and everything, but I don't really care about that. But I do care about all the accelerators and crap that he's got in there. He's got like an 040, I think, in that thing, doesn't he? I've got the grayscale mod for one of my SE30s. That's something I'm extremely happy about having. But I would love to have an accelerator in it. Do. Well, this one's bent to the craps. when I was in at J-Car today. I was there this morning. Someone had come in with a some sort of like DVR or something like that, digital video recorder thing, and he was complaining about how noisy it was because it was in his bedroom. The fan noise. And I sort of thought, most electronic devices these days have got fans in them. Maybe apart from TVs, but the DVRs have got hard drives in them. They generate heat. Put a Noctua in it, yeah. Well, it's brand new. Putting a Noctua in it might actually void his warranty. I, of course, sleep with a fan on anyway. I've got a noisemaker, a white noisemaker that makes a sound like a fan. It's not actually a fan. It's a little electronic box. Helps me sleep. So I have cats in the house that make a bit of noise. Okay, one more socket and then I'm going to wrap up the stream. Time of some nightmares. Okay, can I, Rudy? Last one. Last of these video RAM sockety doodles, as Joe would say. I used to actually have a fan in my room. It was actual fan. And then my wife discovered this little box that makes a whole bunch of different noises you can choose from. And it has a really good fan sound in it. So just use that. Uses a lot less electricity than a fan. I sleep with earplugs too, by the way. So white noise and earplugs. And I often wear a mask as well, a light mask. So my wife does sometimes wake up during the night and start using her phone, and the light wakes me up, so I put the have the little light mask on. I can sleep through anything. Sleep through anything. Okay, that's it for that. So all we have to do now, I'm not going to do it today, but I need to find the software. Is it? I need to then just get the chipperoonies from here and plonk them into there. Too easy. Too easy. So I'm feeling good about that. Then I've got a socket there. And then I probably shouldn't bother about socketing these ones, but these ones up here, these are the resistor nets, but you just always get that feeling anytime you're putting in through-hole stuff. It's probably better to put in a socket just in case. So much easier to remove. Then I've got crystal to put in here, real-time clock, couple of diodes, capacitor. That's a thing. That's a filter or something. I've got a fuse. I don't actually have those reusable fuses, so I'll probably just stick a couple of Pico fuses in there. I think I've got a few spares of those. What are they for? Yeah, who knows? I don't know what that... Oh, hang on. I know what that's for now. Yep. Like a little choky, filtery type thing. Then I've got to stick some RAM and ROM slots in, and I've got to Stick the CPU in there. That's going to be a fun old job to get that across. Melting all those pins. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to wrap it all up now, so I am just going to jump back to this view here. Shall we just say a quick hello to the chickens? See if they're... There's one. That's the blind chicken. That brown one there is blind. Yeah. Okay, so normal thing. Thank you everyone for joining for the live stream today. I am... Hopefully the next video you'll be seeing will be a product review video coming out fairly soon for a 3D printer, which I've been working on for quite some time. And I am just desperate to get it finished. And then I've got another video which I started working on, which is a custom case build. So that one is a bit of fun, but it's basically 3D modeling a case for a Mac, a vintage Mac, and then sort of printing it out and everything. And I'm really happy with that one. I'm really happy with the way that came out. So it's going to be a fun video to do. My little mini Quadra 700 video did really well. So this is why I'm sort of doing another sort of custom case build type video. So that should be fun. Yeah, so there are things happening in the world of Brankus. I 3D printed a Batman mask, which I thought would be really, really fun to put on during a live stream, but unfortunately my head is far too fat to fit in it. So, yeah, I can kind of balance it on the top of my head. It's like that, Batman mask. But anyhow, there you go. Yeah, what? Because it makes sense. Bruce Wayne, Batman. I mean, come on. It's only one letter difference. You just imagine me, can't you? Zipping around with my cape. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate your company. Thanks for keeping the chat really lively. It's been really, really active today. It's been great. It's helped keep me company while I'm doing this stuff, and I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. So, excuse me. There's the button. I just had to find the button. So thanks again. Hope to see you at the next one, and bye-bye.